right, welcome everybody to the Carnegie Historical Museum. My name is John Godwin, and I'm a volunteer here. And tonight we're having the Arthur and Elizabeth Mitchell Century Family Farm presentation. And this farm was won in auction in 1922, but acquired, and they started living there in 1923, 80 acres in Blackhawk Township of Jefferson County, Iowa. And we're pleased to have the kids of Roy and Ruth Mitchell up here this evening, and we're going to ask them some questions. And just want to start out by just introducing yourselves. Julie, we'll start with you, and you can tell us where you were born, if you're married, school, children, things like that, and we'll just go down the line.
That'll be short. Julie Mitchell Craig. My husband Don is in the back row. I was born here in Fairfield and we all grew up on a farm around the corner from the Century Farm. And I moved to Cedar Rapids to go to college, and I've stayed there. So, still live there.
All right. Go ahead,
Guess
Steve.
I'm next.
Yep.
I'm Steve, born in '49, grew up with these guys. Went to college, or graduated from Pekin, I should say. Went to University of Iowa and graduated from Buena Vista College, University, and then moved to Illinois for a while and moved back about 6 or 8 years ago.
1972?
We got married in 1972. My wife, Karen, is in the back row with Dawn, and I got 2 boys. One of them's living in Tipton, and one's in North Carolina. Has got 2 granddaughters.
Very nice.
I'm Rob Mitchell. I went to Pekin as well and went to William Penn University. Started farming out of high school with Dad, and then went to school and graduated and taught school here in Fairfield for 20 years. Retired from that. Married to Lori back there in the back row as well. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm Mike. I was born in 51, graduated from Pekin in 70. Living over in Batavia now.
Very nice. Is there any stories about how your family originally obtained the land? Do you guys know any of that information, or?
Well, the thing I know is an auction. The previous owner had passed away, and I'm not sure. I think he may have lived in Oskaloosa because there's a lot of court documents from Mahaska County, or I'm not sure if the 2 counties were connected somehow. That in 1922, I don't know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Do you have any idea what the original cost per acre was? Anybody? Probably a lot less than now, I imagine.
I do, but I don't remember. It was in the documents.
A couple $100 an
Yeah.
acre.
Wasn't very much.
Yeah. But it was a lot for them back then, I'm sure, when
I'm sure.
starting out and everything.
He borrowed $7,500, I think, to buy it.
Oh, very nice. Are there any original, now, Steve, you lived there? Is that correct?
Right.
And then Rob, you're farming the Century Farm.
Yes.
Is there any original buildings left on the farm? Is that where you're living at? Is
Yeah.
that the house you're living in?
No.
Okay.
That house was torn down in early 80s, and a new one built. But there is a barn there. It was probably original.
There's a barn and a corn crib, and I don't know when either one of them were built, but and the hog house would be pretty old as well.
Is that something your father would have built, or would it have been your grandfather, or
Well, I'm sure it would have been
It was
Grandpa
cramped,
probably.
yeah.
grandfather Arthur? Okay. Growing up, did you guys, so you lived in the house that got torn down, is that correct? Is that where you guys lived in that? Oh, you did?
No.
Okay.
No, we
That's where-
never lived, as a family, lived on that property. Our parents, Roy and Ruth, lived there after Grandpa had died.
Oh, okay.
And
They're the ones
Built
that
a new
built the
house.
house.
they built the new house, and then after they passed, Steve and Karen moved into the house, and
Okay.
yeah,
Alrighty. Growing up, did you guys have electricity and running water? And
Yeah.
did you ever have to
Yeah, we
deal with
did.
any of that? Or
We did not.
that's
we
good. That's
we were
good.
fortunate.
Yep, yep. And like telephone, you probably had that too, I imagine, with the long cord.
With,
like
with
we
the
all
party
had.
line, so you picked it up and heard somebody else's conversation. And
Oh.
so you either listened or you hung it up real quick.
Well, very nice.
One or the other. I'm not telling.
Were there, was it dirt roads or gravel roads out to your place, or was it paved?
It's all gravel.
All gravel.
Still is.
Nice. Did they clear it off pretty well? Here we go. Or did your dad have to clear it off? I know that a lot of those guys with the tractors would go out and clear their own.
Yeah.
There's pictures of some pretty big drifts up there and people out there with scoop shovels and tractors and
Do you guys ever remember being snowed in or trapped in there?
Yeah.
for-
We were trapped in for over six or 7 days 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago?
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
Wow.
So can't imagine before that.
Now, I saw up in the display, we have a display on our third floor of the Mitchell farm, and there was a pork producers award from 1956. What kind of livestock did you guys have growing up or have to take care of?
was that Dad's award?
Yeah.
Must have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Dad's.
Oh, yeah, the plaque. Yes. Yes, that was Dad's.
Yeah, he raised hogs and cattle, and we had some sheep for a while. Chickens.
Dairy. Yeah,
Couple
cattle had
cows.
a couple of milk
Always had a
cows.
milk
We
cow.
always had our own fresh milk and chickens.
Did you guys have to milk the cattle or?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Very nice. What chores did you guys have growing up besides your homework? I mean, would you have to go out and do chores before you got your homework done, or how did that all work for you guys?
We got home from school and first thing we started with, I think, as grown up, is we gathered eggs. I don't know about the rest of you, but,
Yeah.
and then there was, other things that happened, whether it was raking down hay out of the hay mow or whatever needed to be done.
Very nice. Did your mom and dad, Roy and Ruth, did they have occupations outside the home? I see that Ruth went to the Iowa State Teachers College, which is you and I now.
She was a teacher for a few years after they were married, but not for very long. Once we came along. Yeah.
She taught and started out in Hedrick, and then taught in Mount Pleasant for a couple years, and then taught in Packwood.
She was a teacher her whole life.
Yeah.
She made sure we got our homework done and helped us with our homework at the kitchen table every night and taught Sunday school through her pretty much her
Bible
entire
school.
life, Bible school, and so it was in her blood
Yeah.
Very nice.
very
She
much.
volunteered up at Pekin when she was older.
Oh, okay. Help
With the
kids
what
out
was it,
there.
the popcorn readers?
Something.
Some program like that. She and Dad both, I think, did to read to the little kids or let them read to you. I'm not sure how that worked.
Oh,
but-
very neat. So she was doing volunteer work and teaching all her life. So, how about your father? Did Roy have any other projects on the side or do any? Was he the seed corn dealer? Was that the
He
one?
was for a while.
Okay. Okay.
Grandpa was for a long time,
Was he?
and then Dad and Uncle Carl took that over when he quit.
Okay, I did see there's a couple trophies up there for so many
Yeah.
years of,
Yeah.
there's some golden ears of corn up there. You got to, are they pure gold? Do you guys know? Have any idea or?
100
Because we're
Sure not.
gonna need to lock that up a lot tighter than if those are pure gold ears of corn. But those are pretty neat. There's a lot of different.
There were awards. One of them was for 114 bushels per acre, I think.
Yep. There was one for a certain
Yeah.
bushel per acre. So, did you guys belong to any clubs or fraternal organizations? Did you guys do FFA or 4-H or anything?
4-H.
Or did you
Yeah.
guys show or any at the fair? And what'd you guys show? Just whatever
Steers.
steers.
Grand champion over there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
very nice. Was that kind of a big part of growing up on the farm, being in things
Yeah,
like that?
4-H, yeah.
Yep.
And Mom was a 4-H leader too. Now that
I was
remember that.
gonna ask
she
that,
was, she
'cause-
was.
Because that teaching mentality will really helps out for 4-H leaders. So, when you took over the farming, Rob, what challenges did you have, and from what you started with to what you kind of got now? Was there any big challenges from?
Oh, I don't know about really big challenges. It's just always a little bit of a struggle, to get started and pay the bills, and, you have to go in debt. And then once you get out of debt, you don't want to buy anything else.
So you want to maintain all your things, I imagine.
Yeah, but, I just helped Dad for quite a few years and just kind of worked into it that way, so.
I see. What types of equipment do you currently have on the farm?
What brand?
Brands or different implements, things like that, or?
I'm no-tilling, so I don't have a whole lot of machinery, I guess. It's mostly red still, so.
I see. Do you guys, did your grandpa have any tractors, or did your dad start with the tractors? It seemed like your grandpa was more of not as much livestock, but more.
Well, he had
things.
livestock, but he never drove. Never learned how to drive a tractor, never drove a car. And he had horses that he farmed with.
Mm-hmm. That was a question. I saw that in the reading, and I was wondering, how did he? So Arthur he liked to go to the fairs.
Yeah.
Like the state fair, some other fairs around here too.
Yeah.
And any fair there was.
He would grow things and do different displays. I know there's some wheat laying up there that he had shown. How did he get to all these places? Did your grandma know how to drive, or?
No.
I didn't know if they ever said.
It fell into the grandkids at one point, later on, I should say, because we'd haul him up there. He'd put our name on a bunch of stuff, so we'd get the premiums for it if they won any money. So, and that way he could have 3 or 4 of the same thing instead of just one. And so that's how my dad, mom hauled him around. Uncle Willis and Aunt Isobel hauled him around.
But yeah, several
Bill
of
Hip hauled him around.
several of our cousins, some of our cousins that are older than us, started with the hauling him around to
Yeah.
fairs and things, and kind of everybody kind of took their turn, I think, along the way.
I bet.
But-
Well, if they're getting premium money,
Well,
from the
it was just-
We got rich on that.
I could imagine.
It was fun. It was pretty cool
We
to see
pick
his
up our-
displays.
Yeah.
Basketball games a lot and take him to basketball games.
Yeah.
We took him to church every
Take him
Sunday.
to church every Sunday.
Then he'd come home and have Sunday dinner with us.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Getting back, do you do the repairs yourself on your implements and things, or do you have to, what you can?
Yeah, what we can.
What types of crops are currently grown on the Century Farm?
Corn and soybeans.
Corn, soybeans, okay. And do you have any other types, have you grown before? Have you tried any other, wheat or anything like that, just?
No, we used to raise oats and raised hay for a long time until we got rid of the cows. But
Yeah, because then you didn't need the hay after
Right.
after the cows were gone, so. How did you, like, when growing up, how did you get the livestock? Did you have to take to market, or was it stuff that you guys, use for yourself with the family, or did you ever sell any cattle, hogs, things like that? How would you get them there? And where would you take the livestock?
well, it just depended. For a while, there was a livestock station in Packwood. We could take hogs there. Then that closed. That used to be a thing. We'd take hogs over to Atumwa, to the plant over there. Cattle would usually go to the sale barn somewhere. There was one in Fairfield for a long time. That closed. So Sigourney, Keosauqua.
There's one Ollie.
Yep, there was one in Ollie. Took cattle over there.
Nice. Did you guys have a wagon to get them over there? Or
No,
did
a
you-
lot of times
Pete,
back in the old days,
Pete
we'd hire a
Whitworth.
truck. Somebody would come with a truck and pick them up.
Yeah, I remember as a little girl seeing that great big truck pulling into the driveway and watching it back up, and that was a big deal to me. I was just a little kid. And
Oh, yeah.
that was kind of cool.
That is neat. Did you guys ever have to hire any extra labor or anything for farm work, or were you guys the labor?
Mostly we were the labor.
I'm going to talk about some of the pictures in the display upstairs. And first of all, the 2024 Iowa Century Farm Award was up there and you guys were up to receive that for the Century Farm. What was that experience like? I guess I've never had anyone that's been to an award ceremony like that. I mean, can you?
We had to stand in line for quite a while.
Yeah. It's kind of like herding cattle.
Okay.
It was in the show ring. So.
It was in the show ring, so, yeah. And there was a lot of people.
A lot of people.
I was
A lot of
impressed
awards.
with
Yeah.
how many people were there. I mean, it took all day. We weren't there all day. They had it pretty well organized, and they did it alphabetically by county.
Oh, very
And
nice.
so you went in and registered and found out approximately what time your county was gonna be recognized, and so you didn't have to be in there the whole time. But there was a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of big families, a lot of pride, a
Yeah.
lot of people very proud of their farms.
Hats and T-shirts. And
Absolutely. I like that one you got
T-shirts,
there.
yes, yes.
Very nice. I saw a footstool up there. Do you guys have any knowledge on how that got up there in the blueprints? It looks like it was Roy's. Was he a builder too, or do you like to build
He
things?
did build a little bit of furniture and stuff, but
Did he?
not a whole lot.
Very nice. So, did he pass any of that down to you guys? Do you guys do any of the building or anything like that? Or?
Rob built a house.
Well, yeah.
Yes, and he builds furniture. He builds beautiful things.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Steve's an artist.
Very nice. We talked about the 2 trophies with the corn, but there was a picture of Arthur and all his ribbons. Now, I heard there's a story. Did he like hang all his ribbons in where he worked on
Yeah.
things like
There's
that?
a-
How many did you guys ever see any of those, or
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're
or
there.
see the play? Oh, they're still
It was-
There's a little building that he had a wood stove in, and he'd work out there all winter doing stuff, sorting and whatever he had to do.
Oh.
And the inside of the building now, most of the fabric ribbons have been taken down and done something with, but there's still a lot of paper ribbons hanging in there from back in the early time that he did this.
So that's
So-
really neat.
Yeah, that
And
was,
somebody from Virginia had taken a lot of the ribbons and made a quilt out of it.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be
so
pretty neat.
there was a lot of them.
Now, I knew that your grandfather was born in Virginia.
Yes.
And his wife.
Right.
But his wife had a sister that lived over this way.
Farson.
Is that how they?
Farson.
In Farson. Did you, did they ever talk about growing up in Virginia or anything, or were they too busy farming and doing all the,
You know, that
or why they,
there's a lot of questions when somebody passes away that you wish you had asked.
Yep.
And I guess we were too busy doing other things
Yeah.
to ask those questions.
Well, that's why we do these presentations too, and I told you guys earlier, this will be on YouTube and you'll have it forever, so great grandchildren, children, whatever,
Yeah.
will have some of the answers to
Yeah.
some of the things we're talking about tonight, so that's,
but we did hear stories. I
Yeah.
mean, why they moved here, no, that's a big question that none of us know the answer to. But we heard a lot of stories of them growing up there. Rob and I in the early 70s went with Mom and Dad to Virginia
oh, wow.
and met one of Grandpa's sisters
Oh, very neat.
and some of the cousins, and they made some trips here over the years at different times. So there was definitely a continued relationship all those years with the family in
Wow,
Virginia.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat to hear.
Yeah.
So, I know there's a quilt up there. Who was the quilter? Was it your dad or your?
The quilt that's there was Grandma
It was
Elizabeth.
your grandma, okay.
She made one of those for each of her 5 granddaughters.
Oh, wow.
That one's mine.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, it's not finished because
Yeah.
she died before. I was only 8 when she died.
Oh, I see.
So she didn't get it finished,
Well,
but it's still
It's still-
precious to me.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Did your mom do any things like that? Any quilting on the farm, or?
Not quilting. She sewed a lot. She sewed a lot of our clothes.
She crocheted.
She crocheted
or
and
something.
knitted. Yeah, but never did quilts that I ever remember her
Very
doing.
nice. So, what was her role on the farm to help you? I mean, you can go in depth as much as you want. I mean, things you've seen your mom do on the farm. Or,
Worked from sun up to sundown.
She had a huge garden. She fed us
okay.
with that huge garden.
And you
She was
both-
famous for cinnamon rolls when there was when we had all the neighbor farmers come do whatever they came to do, pick this or that, and she and I would be in the house making these cinnamon rolls.
Oh, nice.
And I wish I had a recipe. Wish I could make them, but
Did you all have to help in the garden then, picking things, or?
We helped in the garden. We
Yes, we
helped
did.
butcher chickens.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Was she the overseer of that then, making sure you guys
Oh, yes.
It
she was
an
the overseer.
assembly line.
Absolutely.
kept you in line and all that?
But she would also, during harvest time especially, she'd be out there driving a tractor and
Oh, okay.
helping unload wagons, and she got right in the middle of it if she needed to.
Yep. The teacher's mentality, she probably picked up things pretty quick, I would imagine, too, so. Very nice. So, there's a couple of trophies of Roy's, and it says it's a Packwood class of 1932. He was. I see the diploma up there. There's a couple trophies up there. One has a basketball player. It says Jefferson County champions, but there's the other one, and I'm not sure what it was. It has some woman on there.
It was a speech,
It was for speech. Okay.
oratory,
Or-
I think they called
Yeah,
it.
something.
Okay. Now, did your mom play the violin for you? Or did she play it out in public places? I see that the violin's up there.
We mostly played with it. I'm sure, I don't really remember her playing it very
Oh, okay.
much, no. But she kept it
Couple
all
of
those
times.
years, so it must have been meaningful to
Yeah.
her,
Played the
certainly.
piano.
But she played the piano.
Tried to teach us to play the piano.
Well, she did teach me to play the piano.
One out of 4.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah, she played the piano our whole lives. She was very good at it.
very nice. There's a bronze star and a purple heart up there. That was surely Roy's, right? Now, he was drafted, is that correct? Were they married before he got drafted?
No.
Okay.
They had just met not too long before that, I think.
At one of her schools, right? Or she met him through
No.
somebody she knew at a school, or?
The story was, I think, that it was a blind date.
Okay.
My dad's brother set him up, and with another teacher set her up. So in Hedrick, met at a restaurant.
Very nice. And then he got drafted, and there's a story, and it's also up in the display. It's a really cool one about when World War II was over. He befriended some German children, and some of them came over to visit the farm. Is that what the story reads, or do you guys remember that at all? Do you remember
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Mike? Or?
Yeah.
That was the story he was proud to tell his whole life.
Yeah. And how many people actually came over from Germany?
Well, originally, they went on we have a little conflict of a story here, we're not sure. But they ended up over there in Oberammergau where these kids were. And Dad had written over there, just kind of threw it out, that we're coming, if anybody's available, I guess is kind of the way it went. And several of them showed up there at the restaurant where they were eating one night. And then, I don't know, one of the girls was in Milwaukee area, and there's.
One was in St. Louis,
one's-
wasn't there?
Could be.
A couple of the
Yeah,
girls had
stories of
married
that.
Americans and moved here.
And then a family had come over to see them more than once. I don't know. two or
Wolfgang
three.
and Elfrida. Wolfgang Meyer was kind of the main one that Dad was in contact with most of those
Yeah.
years. But he and his wife Elfrida came over in the 70s,
And their daughter came.
and their daughter came again, I think, and then
And then they came back a couple other times.
they
after
did.
that.
And then Wolfgang came in 2014 to celebrate Dad's right when he was celebrating his 100th birthday.
No kidding.
So that was pretty cool.
That is really cool. And you think about it, how easy that would be today to stay in contact with somebody, or
Yeah.
how in the world would you have done that back then? Stayed in contact with people, and I mean, obviously with mail and everything, but it just takes so long for all these things to happen. Especially when they said he was coming over to
Yeah.
Germany, and
Yeah.
they just happened to be
showed up.
there.
Yeah.
That was a really cool story. And I also read something about how they hosted some kids from Chicago
Chicago
for
area.
like a week at a time or something. What was the story on that?
I was just during the summer, kids from Chicago. I don't know what
I think it was through the church.
Through the church.
Oh,
I think it was through the
okay.
Methodist Church some
And so, yeah.
organization. Yeah.
They would send kids out to the country, and we had a girl come a couple different times for a week and stay on the farm, and
Very
those
nice.
people back there had some visitors as well.
Friendly Town.
Friendly Town.
Friendly Town was a program.
Is that
Okay.
what it's called?
Oh, very nice. Did you keep in contact with any of those people at all, or just?
I think they did
No.
for a little bit,
Yeah,
didn't they? But
yeah.
it just
Well,
kinda
one of the
fell
girls
off.
came back twice, came back a second year.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't remember that we kept contact after that.
Do you remember if they just were like amazed by some things, or if they just really didn't? What were their thoughts? I mean,
Grasshoppers. They were scared of grasshoppers.
Well,
boy.
my history's not very good here because I don't remember what year it was. But the first moon landing, one of them happened to be there when that was taking place, and we were in the house watching that on the news. And then I think her name was Bertha.
Yeah.
She and I went outside and we looked up at the moon, and I was just standing there. Wow, that's just amazing that they're on that moon. And she said, "No, they're not. That's fake."
So she started that.
She started that.
The whole, yeah,
Fake
all the
news,
conspiracy
yeah.
theory just
Right,
started
exactly.
right
And I just thought, I didn't know what to say to that.
What would you say? You know, it's
Right,
just, you know,
right.
that's pretty deep.
But it was just a very different concept to think that way for me.
I know I known some people from Chicago that never seen stars before till they came
Sure.
to, you know, so it was kind of a wild experience coming from there. But also there is some bells up there laying in the front of the display. Does anybody have where those bells came from? Or
I think they were probably sleigh bells. They were out in the barn right here, along with some other
yeah,
leather harnesses and that sort of thing.
because they're the size of like
Yeah.
softballs. They are
They're
huge. They're pretty big. So, did you guys? Where'd you guys like on the farm go to doctors at? Did you have to come into Fairfield? Did you have doctors come out your way, or
Fairfield.
Fairfield?
We had a neighboring farm was owned by Doc Cook, who was a doctor here in town, and he happened to be our doctor. And I remember him more than once stopping out. He'd come out to the farm every Sunday, and he'd stop, and when one of us was sick, he'd stop, see us. But I don't think that was his normal thing.
Oh, I see.
So where did he live? Because I don't remember that.
Doc Cook?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Miller's farm.
Dick Miller.
Oh,
Dick
okay.
Miller's where
Okay.
Shay is.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of neat. I mean, you had
Yeah.
somebody there to, tell them if you had to go or not,
Yeah.
into town
Yeah.
or whatever. So that's kind of neat. What did you all do for recreation around the farm? Or did you have Mike? Did you have any recreation time over there? Were we getting into trouble?
Steve and I and friends Herb and Mark Schaefer played cowboys and Indians.
Ah,
There was lots of hide and seek
Yeah.
after dark, especially in
Oh,
the
yeah.
summer.
yep, those are the good times of doing that stuff. Do you guys do any hunting or fishing or anything out there? Or
Occasionally did some fishing, but
did you guys have a pond on the land? I'm sorry to interrupt.
yeah, there was a little pond. I don't think there was any fish in it. It was about that big around.
Oh, I see. So how would you guys, obviously it was pretty modern by the time you guys were there. Did you just visit people by cars, or did people come over and visit you? Nobody rode horses over at that time, probably.
No,
So, is there anything else you guys want to add about growing up on the farm? Is there any other stories or?
We had sledding parties.
Oh,
yeah.
Those were fun.
how many people would you get to come over? Everybody that heard you?
Went to the neighbors.
Schaefer's Hill.
Neighbors had a hill
Oh,
north
nice.
of where they lived.
Very nice. Do you guys have like runner sleds or toboggans or
Scoop shovels.
scoop shovel? Yeah. Wherever you can find us. Just dove down the hill when it got, down enough. But okay, all right. Anybody else have anything? One thing I want to ask you, Rob, is you kind of touched on it before. Is there you have any advice for homesteaders starting out that may in 100 years see this on YouTube and, you know,
Homesteaders starting out.
or people wanting to farm and that you wish somebody would have told you. Anything you wish somebody would have told you?
Go to school and get a real job.
Help fund your,
Yeah, I don't know, it's pretty tough. I don't know how you get started these days unless you've got some help. It's pretty difficult to get started now.
yeah,
You know, you almost have to start small and
yep.
figure it out.
Which is wild because, you know, that's how Arthur and Elizabeth started. They started small. You know,
Work
and
for
then
somebody.
Yep. And then they've done all this, and then all you guys are here. So I mean, it all paid off in the end for them. So it's pretty cool, and we appreciate you guys coming in to talk to us about that.
I think she has a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about can you tell about the Thanksgiving display at the Methodist Church?
Oh,
I don't know when he started that, but he put up a big display of a lot of the stuff he'd taken to the fair in the church every year for Thanksgiving.
The size of that table?
Just
Yeah,
yes,
well, it was
if
a
not
lot
more.
longer
And
than
then
that,
another
probably
little
another
table
one.
in front of that. And
Yeah.
we didn't have a really good picture of that. We tried to find one and, because it was something he was pretty proud of
oh wow. Did he do that every year then? or-
Yeah.
at Thanksgiving every year.
Very
My
nice.
sister got married there
Ah,
that weekend, the third Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh,
maybe you have some pictures of it.
Yeah, you probably have better
Yeah.
pictures. We should have
Yeah.
called you sooner.
How many acres do you have now?
Oh, around 450.
More than 80.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
old were your parents when they died, Roy and Ruth?
Dad was
Dad was-
102 and Mom was 96.
And did you build snow forts or did you chase pigs?
Probably,
had
yes.
We did a lot of
Well,
both.
we didn't have to build the snow forts, but we did. At least I remember doing that. Yeah.
We chased a lot of pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to farrow, and, you know, we had hogs out in the pasture back then, or about out in the hayfield, and put up a fence every year around them, and we'd
Hold water and
hold
feed
water
out
and
there.
feed out to them, and then we'd have to bring them all back in, and, yeah,
They didn't want to go in a straight line, probably.
probably not.
Head back to the barn, I imagine.
No.
So.
I mean, you have 4 kids when you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't do that by yourself.
And I'm wondering if your dad was part of Farm Bureau and was he a fan of high school sports? Because probably most of the farmers were.
He was a big supporter of Pekin his whole life. And so was Grandpa. We'd take, anytime we'd go up to a basketball game or something, or a football game, Grandpa would go with us. Yeah. So, yes, big sports supporter. So was Mom.
They gave Dad a watch
Oh wow.
for being does anybody know any more about it than I do?
No,
Like a 50,
being
yeah, 50-year supporter of the Booster Club or
a
something.
super fan. He took a Iowa, he was a Hawkeye sports fan, and he took an Iowa jacket and had a special custom Pekin Panther thing embroidered on it right next to the Hawkeye logo, and he was pretty proud of that jacket.
Very nice.
And was he a Farm Bureau?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
He was in Farm Bureau and FS and on the board, president of a lot of different organizations. Was one a charter member of the
Packwood
founder
Lions.
of the Lions in Packwood. Was 70-year award for the American Legion in Richland. And they both worked at the Lord's Cupboard, and he was
Roy
a
volunteered at the VA hospital.
Yes,
Yeah.
He was.
yes, for many years.
should have been in a wheelchair himself.
Correct.
Yeah.
He was 80 plus driving up to Iowa City to push veterans to their appointments.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a story where Mark Schaefer was in the hospital with polio, the kids, the rest of the kids
We
came
went-
and stayed at the Mitchell house. Is that?
Oh, the
Yeah,
Schaefer's came.
We actually went up there when he was up there. I don't know whether they weren't afraid of polio or what, but
What year would have that been about?
well, I wasn't very old, and I think Mark had polio when he was like 5 years old or something, if I recall. So
the Schaefers were lifelong friends, like
Yeah,
Atwoods.
Like the Atwoods and the Salvers.
next door neighbors.
Very nice. Thank you for adding that. I appreciate that. We want to thank all those in attendance and here at the Carnegie Museum. And a special thanks to the Mitchell family for coming in and doing this for us. This was awesome. Also want to thank you for watching on the Carnegie Historical Museum YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you know when things are coming on here at the museum and be notified. And to those watching online, we invite you to come down to the Carnegie Museum. It is at 112 South Court in Fairfield, Iowa, just 1 block southeast of the Fairfield Square. And finally, please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X, and you can access all those through our new website, CarnegieHistoricalMuseum.com. And we can't wait to see you at the museum. All right. That was great, guys. Thank you so much for